Here we go. Well, good day. Gil Glass here with Logis Solutions, and I want to introduce you to a topic we wanted to talk about today, calling Using the Power of Data Intelligence to Optimize System Performance. And I've invited our partner, Emergency Health Partners, to talk about how learned facility behavior within Logis IDS impacts their operations. And so, as I said, today with us is Emergent Health Partners, and Gil from Logis here. So Gil Glass, I'm the Chief Executive Officer in Logis, the United States. And Kevin, would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm Kevin Irwin. I'm the Vice President of both communications and the mobility transportation fleet that we have in our Emergent Health Partner family.
Excellent. Would you mind sharing a little bit about who Emergent Health Partners is?
Yeah, so Emergent Health Partners is actually made up of 4 distinct companies across southern Michigan. We provide a large variety of different services. Of course, 911 is our biggest, but on top of that, we also provide a lot of different communication answering service calls, along with mobility. We have a pretty substantial and robust mobility fleet. So we try to answer and try to provide as many different transportation answers for the communities that we serve. And as you can tell on the map, we pretty much almost go from shore to shore in the southern 2 tiers of Michigan.
Excellent, thank you. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Logis Solutions, we're a global, what would traditionally be called a CAD provider, so a solutions provider, running about 7.5 million encounters globally per year on 5 continents, with about 12,000 mobile users and 30,000 web users, with our parent company based out of Denmark, and our office here just outside of Seattle. So we're gonna, when we talk about why it's important to have data intelligence, it really is one of the kind of the 4 building blocks in intelligent decision support, and changing how organizations such as Kevin's are able to maximize efficiency, put the right resource at the right place, and take good care of their patients. Those 4 building blocks are the requirements. So what it takes, time, how long it's going to take, dynamic distance, so how we're going to get there. But data intelligence takes many flavors, but really today we're going to focus on the piece that helps what happens when the system learns from itself and how long it's going to take to serve a specific type of call at a specific place within a facility. So as you'll hear me refer to IDS a lot, it stands for Intelligent Decision Support. And we're going to spend this time really kind of talking about, as we kind of look at some of the data pieces within the hierarchy here, our focus today is on what we call Logis learned behavior. It really plays in conjunction with a lot of the pieces for how you get the right resource to the right place, how long that is going to take. And so when we start talking about this, and I'll invite Kevin to kind of chime in, we're going to use a lot of the reference from the stuff that's going on at his. I've got just a sample screenshot here where we kind of talk about, when we set up facility durations, we kind of set up the default. So when we're meeting with folks like Kevin and his team, we kind of say, so on average, when you're running an ALS non-emergency, how long does it take to pick up the patient? So we kind of have that starting point for a building block. And then we can go into individual facilities and create kind of one-offs to that. One of the important parts for us within facilities is that not just do I have the University of Michigan, but I have the departments within those. Because it's not just enough to know that I'm going to the University of Michigan. As Kevin can attest, that's a massive campus with multiple floors and multiple places you're going to. And Kevin, can you kind of share what it's different, like walking between different wards and how long that takes between different places within that facility?
Yeah, because not only the University of Michigan being so large, we not only have our average park time to get to actually the floors of the facilities average between 20 and 22 minutes one way for the crews to walk. On top of that, to add more complexity, we have multiple different areas where we have to park depending on where or the department of the facility is. So the crews have all been taught that if it's a specific department, they know to park at one facility off to the north, but if it's not, it might be on the south side. So it's all kind of a learned behavior. We not only broke it down in departments, we were able to then pin the maps so that the drivers or the staff themselves didn't have to remember which entrance. We provided that for them because of the complexity of the campus.
Excellent. So as we kind of look at University of Michigan, as we're using this for an example, I have that parent facility. Within that parent facility, I have different departments, and this really becomes important in that call taking process or in that web booking process to identify these. But what then happens with learned behavior is based upon what we call call class. So think of it as the service you're going to deliver. The system learns how long it takes to pick up a patient when it's a pickup, or how long it takes to deliver them when it's a delivery. And so as we can see in this example here in the University of Michigan ER, if I'm running an ALS non-emergency, my pickup time average is about 30 minutes, where if I'm dropping them off, it's about 22. You know, MICU is a 15-minute pickup for the emergency room, 16-minute for a drop-off. When I change departments within University of Michigan, when it has information related to certain service types, it uses them. If it doesn't, it kind of uses the global average for that ward. But as you can see here, ALS has changed significantly on the pickup time, just moving to the neonatal intensive care ward. And so as we can, go ahead, Kevin.
And Gil, just to emphasize the importance of this for our planning purposes, this has been extremely critical for us because as healthcare changes, we have noticed an increase in our mobility requests. And if you watch those times, when we were originally set up, we were using the ambulance times for all of our service times, which was making our mobility fleet very inefficient. This is the whole important part about learning this different behaviors within the different facilities, even within the different departments, because that time is efficient critical for us. And we need to be as efficient as possible in today's healthcare times.
Absolutely, totally agree with you. And I think that, so as we kind of walk through now, so we've got this behavior happening in the background, which is really seamless to a call taker. And so we've pretended here to put in a call at University of Michigan emergency room. And you can see here in the red box that I've got my default really road to door time. So what it thinks it's going to happen, because it doesn't know what service type I'm running in. So I don't have a call class. I don't have a service level agreement. But as soon as I start populating this, the behavior starts to change. So my road to door time on this BLS now goes to 6 minutes, excuse me, and 17 minutes for my service time. Where within the same department, if I switch this to an MICU, that service time changes significantly to 22 minutes. And I think, Kevin, you kind of can expand on this here as you start watching that behavior then take place on the Gantt, so the visual representation of what's going on. So how does this impact the behavior for you guys on a day-to-day basis as you're kind of watching this take place within the facilities?
Yeah, so I think the most efficiency is as we're trying to make sure we're running as the most efficient and the most effective we can. And it has improved our on-time performance, along with the way the trends were originally looking, as we were going to have to add additional resources to maintain our on-time performance and our contractual obligations. By knowing the learn times, we have not needed to put on an extra MICU. We now understand how long it takes. We've actually decreased our mobility fleet by 1 for the simple fact is I don't need as many trucks. When you begin to understand those learn times, it's been very beneficial. And it's not just to facilities. This also includes all your nursing facilities. And lately, one of our larger trends of notice has been with our mobile integrated health and our community paramedics. We really can drill down on those calls. It helps the planner. Which then helps the call takers, because then it shows more availability. We know we're on time, and it has a complete circle of benefit that we are seeing every day as we try to navigate our current environment we work in.
Excellent. Well, thank you. So kind of in summary here, in an effort to keep this kind of really succinct, but I appreciate Kevin's time today. The ability for organizations to have solutions that in the background seamlessly learn from themselves as things change, as the environment changes, as Kevin pointed out, being able to really maximize the use of the existing resources you have, to know where your breaking points are, to give your call takers confidence that the times they're booking are going to be accurate, really kind of help with that enhanced system of delivery for patients. So once again, thank you, Kevin, for joining me today. And I appreciate you taking the time out to kind of show people what's happening in your organization.
Not a problem. It was my pleasure. Thank you.
I will.